So welcome to part two of our first new coach training call. So, so that actually leads me into the next thing. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is setting business hours. And this is something that I wish I knew as a new coach, which is why I want to stress to you guys right now the importance of setting business hours. Because like you all know, it's so easy for the day to get away from you. And, you know, there's daily tasks that we should be doing, which I'm going to tell you about. To keep you on to stay on track towards growing a business. So when you don't have business hours, you're not going to have that set time, and things are going to come up, and you know, life is just going to get in the way, and then before you know it, it's bedtime, and you guys are going to want to go to sleep, and nothing gets done for the business. So I would strongly consider setting the same, if you can, the same business hours every single day, just so you can sit down and focus. So when I was a new coach, I always heard these top coaches talk about setting business hours. And I was like, yeah, what do they know? You know, what are they talking about? For some reason, I was just very defiant in the beginning. I don't know why. Stupid. I could be a lot further than what I am now. But anyway, so finally it just clicked. I'm like, gosh. So I realized it was my third month of doing this that I realized how much I really, really, truly wanted to succeed as a health and fitness coach. So I set this. Where was I going with that? So I finally, instead of so I was a new mom, so my son was only 4 months old at the time. And so I decided, instead of watching TV or taking a nap or getting my housework done during my son's naps, that's when I would concentrate on my business. So when my son went down for his first nap, that's when I got my workout done. Then his second nap, that's when I started working my business, and so on. And then once my son went to sleep, that's when I stayed up, until I got, my work done. So, and as my son's naps condensed and got fewer, I still kept, that the same, basically the same schedule. So during that time is basically when I worked, and after everybody went to bed, I worked for a few hours as well. So start thinking about in the back of your mind, business hours that you want to set for yourselves, if that's something that you want to do. So
how many hours do you think would be a good number? Or
I think for everybody is different. Everybody works differently. I hear a lot of coaches say that they put in a power hour. That doesn't work for me, but for others it does. If you're, I don't know, Andrew, what about you?
Well, I'm still working on my business hours because my son finally just got on a set sleeping schedule. So I've been waking up I wake up every day at 5:45 to get up and do an hour of work before he gets up at 7. I'm a morning person. I can't stay up late and do it. So that works out better for me. And then I also do it when he naps. So I heard from Melanie, if you want to be really successful, she says 10 to 15 hours a week just with the inviting portion of it. So that might be a lot in the beginning, but I would say if you can spend a half an hour to an hour a day at least in the beginning, and you're starting out, and you'll kind of get the hang of things as things go on. And you also, I think a big thing to remember too is this gets seriously addicting out. And you don't want to be on your phone all day either. And that's my biggest problem right now is as soon as I hear an alarm or a notification go off, I'm like, oh my God, I need to see what's going on. And then I'm on Facebook all day. And I don't want to do that with my son. I want to be at home for him. So I learned to turn off my notifications and then have those hours and just check in the groups on those hours. So you're not tied to your phone all day either.
Right.
The biggest thing to know with your kids.
Yeah, that was a huge problem with me at first. And in fact, my husband actually made a comment to me one day, and for my husband to sit there and say, we don't spend any time together, that's huge. My husband is not that guy. Yeah. So this could easily become addicting. So it's very important that you still make time for your family. But also too, with the notion, there are some short-term sacrifices that we should make for long-term success, put the work in now and not, so you don't have to work later, I guess is whatever is the saying. But it basically whatever works for you guys. I know the majority of coaches work full time. Yeah. So they work full time, they have families, so they got to squeeze it in where they can.
And I would say too, if you can't figure out hours that work for you, because I had a big problem with that in the beginning, find hours that don't work for you and block those hours, like from 9 till 12 or whatever, I'm spending that time with my son or my kids or whoever. And then those won't be your working hours. So that's kind of how I figured out my business hours, was the times that I could not work. And then built my hours around that. That's one of the reasons why I also wake up early.
Okay.
But that might not be your thing. And like Shannon said, she likes to stay up late and do it. So
not anymore now that I have a 4-month-old. Not happening.
No, not now. But yeah, that's kind of. But you're figuring out what doesn't work. So.
Yeah. So my business hours have definitely lessened now that I am a mom of 2, but that'll change once my baby starts sleeping through the night. So you're probably thinking, all right, well, what is there to do? Like, what's this work that you're talking about? Like, I'm sure it sounds overwhelming, right? So there's 3 core behaviors that Beachbody recommends that you do, and we're going to go into this. I think we're going to start talking about it at the end of this week and the beginning of next week.
There's 4 now.
What?
There's 4 now.
Is it 4? Well, I thought they changed invite.
No.
All right, so they're still okay. You tell me that.
They added one. It's still invite, and then be the proof of the product, and then the personal development. And then the last one is recognize.
Okay, right.
So what does that mean, right?
Yeah, right. All right. So there's 4 vital behaviors that Beachbody basically says that you should be doing every single day in your business, because that's going to be what's going to grow your business. Okay. And the first is invite. And Carl Deichler even said it himself that they named that wrong, because we're inviting to challenge groups. And what does that mean? It's, yes, we are sending personal messages to people through, Facebook or whatever, inviting them to our specific challenge groups. Okay. And I actually had a real problem with that in the beginning. I felt like, by me sending out these messages, I was just calling everybody fat. And I had to get over that, because that's not what we're doing whatsoever. And the way we word it is not that's not how we word it. So we'll give you examples on what an invite should look like. And actually, I'll probably post one in the group tomorrow for you guys to send for the 14-day challenge coming up on Monday, just to help you get started with that. Okay. So the other thing that falls under invite is connecting with people. Okay. And building trust and starting conversations with people non-Beachbody related, okay? Because when you approach somebody and it's just Beachbody related, somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, or somebody that you barely know, or once you start building your social media presence or whatever, if you go into this and just start talking about Beachbody, bless you, you're just going to turn everybody off, because you're going to sound like a salesman. So it's better to start nurturing relationships and building relationships with people, so they know that you are real, that you're a real person, and that you truly do want to help, and that they can trust you. You're building a trust, basically. Okay. And again, we'll get into that, as the weeks go on. Andrew, is there anything you want to add to that?
No.
Okay.
We covered it.
Okay, so then the next one is product of the product, which is probably kind of obvious. We have to be a proof of the product. We have to do the workout programs. We have to drink the Shakeology. I'm doing the performance line, which I never, ever thought I would do, and I'm so addicted to the performance line now. But just do the program and drink Shakeology and whatever else that you guys feel is necessary, because then we are proving to other people that these products are working. How can we sell a product if we don't believe in them ourselves, right? Or aren't doing them ourselves. So by sharing our journeys through social media, people are seeing that these products work. So even though, they might not be, they might not want to do it with you now, they'll see your progress and see how well you're doing and how awesome you're feeling, and seeing that only working out for 30 minutes a day or 22 minutes a day in our case is working for us, they're going to want to eventually join in too. So it's so important that we show that the products are working. Now, does that mean that we are, what's the word I'm looking for? That we're not human, that we never make mistakes, that we're never going to cheat, that we're never going to fall off a program, or we're going to gain weight back or whatever? We're all human. And that's what makes us human. Because if we post, every single day how perfect we are and that we're doing these Beachbody programs and we feel amazing, nobody is going to relate to us because we're these perfect beings, and they just feel so far away from that. So it's just being real in who we are. And those are things that you're going to also learn over the course of the next 4 weeks. So it's very important that we are proof of the product. Now, for me personally, I actually like doing so when I started as a coach, I was at like my heaviest, right? So I have been able to show a before and after picture for every single program that I've done. So, which I really enjoy doing. Not every coach is like that. There's some coaches that stick with the 21-day fix. So it's whatever works for you in your business. Okay,
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is the 21-day fix like a part of each of the programs, kind of, in a way?
So the 21-day fix came out 2 years ago. And ever since that nutrition plan came out from the 21-day fix, all the programs that followed thereafter are extremely similar to it. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. They don't all come with the containers. You do have the option to buy the containers that 21-day fix is. But the similarities is the different food group, the lists of the food groups, and it gives you the calculation to follow. But 22-minute hardcore is different in the fact that it actually gives you, the different meal plans and like which container at what time of day, and 21-day fix doesn't do that for you. So, but it's pretty much the same, which is why I say if you're looking for recipes, just Google 21-day fix recipes, because a lot of coaches have blogs with recipes and Pinterest and everything. So, okay. And that's the other thing too, because I've done ever since I started as a new, started coaching, I've done every single workout program that has come out since then. And I'm actually able to have a good conversation with people about each product, each workout program. So I can actually say, what type of, workouts do you like or dislike? And I can actually recommend, programs for them that I think would be best. And 9 out of 10 times, I actually do recommend the 21-day fix because it's perfect for beginners. But if they're pressed for time, I think of, a 22-minute hardcore, you know what I mean? So but some people get discouraged from crazy workouts like that,
And if you're stuck to, if you don't know what program to recommend, just ask because, yeah.
Ask us. Yeah, because we know. Or if, again, so when you guys graduate from this group, from this training, I will add you into Inspiration Nation and any of our other upline team Facebook pages. So you can always ask in those groups as well, because our groups are smaller. So you can ask in those groups as well. So there's tons of support and people that can answer questions. Okay. So the next vital behavior is personal development. And this is the behavior that always gets overlooked, and I am guilty of doing it for a very long time, but it's so, and actually all the top coaches say that this is probably the most important aspect of coaching is personal development. And what do I mean by that? Personal development is basically taking 10 minutes of the day to read some kind of personal development to help develop you as a person. So you know, if you don't have confidence, you know, read a book about, you know, to help build your confidence. But I am going to recommend a couple of things for you to start out with that will help start you off as a coach. So, and some people can't read, not can't read in that aspect, but don't have the time to read, or don't have the you know, most likely the time, or for me, in my case, attention span. Because I just think of so many other things to do other than reading a book. But, you know, some people listen to podcasts. Some people listen to books on tape. They listen to Audible, or while they're driving, you know, in a car. Like I'm actually jealous of people who get to go to work every day and get that, you know, 10, 15 minutes, hour, whatever, however long their commute is, you know, just so that they can listen to their personal development, because that's like the perfect time to get it over with. What?
That's when I do mine. I'm a home care nurse, so I'm on the road. So that's when I do mine.
Perfect.
On the weekend.
So the first book, so there's 4 books that I'm going to recommend, or I'll just call them books, but you can get them on Audible or whatever. The first one is called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And you know, this is not a get rich quick business. You know, everyone's going to start out slow, and then over time, by doing these daily tasks, your business is going to grow, and you will see, you know, the momentum pick up finally. So, and that's where I learned that even though, like, I'm not seeing a lot of success now by inviting every day, by posting on, you know, Facebook 3 to 5 times a day, by, you know, doing all these daily tasks that we're supposed to be doing, over time, you will, if you do those tasks every single day, and not once a week or twice a week, but every single day, that you will see your business grow in time. I promise you. I did not believe it, and it has happened. So, and I learned that through The Compound Effect, and that actually really helped on other aspects of my life. So that was a really great book for me to start out with.
That's a really good one on audio.
What'd you say?
That's a good one on audio. That was my favorite one on audio.
Oh, good. Another book is called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, Sinek. And that's through basically, you know, sharing our story and selling the products coming from our why, and not as a salesman. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of Facebook friends that are like Roden and Fields salesmen. No, am I saying that? Roden and Fields, like skincare. They sell that. Or like, I know you go to the malls and, you know, they're just jumping out at you, try this, try that, or, you know, but the reason why I pick out Roden and Fields is because it just, the skincare is phenomenal. Their skin looks amazing, but they're always coming at you with an image of the product. Like they're just selling a product, you know what I mean? And it's just, you see that scroll through the news feed of Facebook, and for me, I just look past it. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? But if somebody actually shows me their face before and then their face after, and tells me how much they feel better about themselves and how beautiful they feel just because they feel comfortable with their own skin, like I think I would be more inclined to listen and to pay more attention to them and follow them, instead of them plastering, you know, just products and sales and stuff through their news feed. So, and this is something that you guys are going to learn, you know, over the next couple of weeks as well, that, you know, we're sharing our story. We're not selling. We're sharing, you know, our story, and we'll teach you how to post about that in the upcoming weeks. So Start With Why is, you know, selling products from our why. So that's a great book that opened up my mind to a lot too. So GoPro is a network marketing book that I found extremely helpful. Oh, I forgot the author. I'm trying to see if I can find the book real quick in my room. Do you know who the author is of that? GoPro.
Yeah, hang on.
If you can just Google that real quick. Okay, so then The Secret. by, I believe her name is Robin Byrne, Byrne. And I think, Andrew, you don't feel the same as me, but for me personally, that it comes in a book or like a DVD. Actually, you can get it free through Netflix if you guys have Netflix. But that actually was life-changing for me, that video. And it's really corny and it's very slow, but the concept was just eye-opening for me. So it's just the law of positive attraction. So when I first became a coach and I was doing this and nobody wanted to join my challenge groups and I wasn't hitting my goals and like I was just a very negative Nilly. Like, I'm never going to succeed in this business, and I was just saying all these negative things. I'm not any good at this. I'm never going to have my own team. Oh, Eric War, that's it. Okay. I was just talking very negative. So The Secret really changed my outlook on the way I approach things, and it works. The law of positive attraction works. So I'm not going to tell you all about it because I want you to wonder, what is this big secret that everybody, and the reason and how I got introduced to this is because somebody noticed that on one of my team calls with Inspiration Nation, my coach, her weekly call, somebody noticed my negative self-talk, and she actually recommended me watch this, which I think is fabulous because she doesn't benefit from me succeeding. It's just a fellow Beachbody coach saying that I was struggling and wanted to offer help, which I thought was awesome. And it completely changed my Beachbody business from that moment on. So The Secret, Robin Byrne. And Eric War, Worre, is the author of GoPro.
Who was the first author? The Compound Effect?
Darren Hardy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And with the personal development too, like I know for me personally, I thought it was really silly and I was really embarrassed about having to read personal development. I was like, I don't need this. I'm happy. Like I don't, whatever. I'm not a self-help kind of person. But since I started reading them, I've become like addicted to them. And they're so like, as soon as you're done listening or reading or whatever, it's like, let's go change the world. Like, and then that's when you start believing, and that's what really helped me start believing in this business too. Like once it clicks, like you'll go so far.
Yeah. And so one of the things that you're going to learn over the next few weeks is that, it's very important for us to post 3 to 5 times a day on social media to start building that presence. And those, personal development books give you many ideas of what to post. Because after a while of doing this, you're like, gosh, what am I going to talk about today? So
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's like, oh my God, I'm posting so much, I should stop.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
I probably post like 3 times a week, like maximum.
That's how it is, yeah.
And it's
I
either my
never
dog
posted.
or my son at this point.
Yeah. So before I became a coach, I was not on Facebook at all. I was more of a lurker. Like I did not post at all. So then all of a sudden I started blowing up Facebook, and like you learn what to post, and we'll go over that probably on next week's call. But you'll just get used to it. It's like one of those things. Like once you start, like you'll just get used to it over time. I promise. So, and it's not all Beachbody stuff. I don't post all Beachbody stuff. I talk about other things too. Like yesterday was a really hard day, and I shared that with everybody. So. All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, your focus, the last vital behavior is recognize, but I'm not going to concentrate too much on that. It's basically when you start having your own team is very important to, recognize, your coaches for all their achievements.
It's also about your challengers, recognizing your challengers in your groups, like giving them shout outs. And like, if you see something that your challenger's doing really well, you want to like give them praise, basically.
Yeah. So that vital behavior is so new, clearly, because I'm not familiar with it.
We came out with it in the last Super Saturday, which was last month. So,
yeah. So All right, so maybe Andrea, next week we could talk more about that because I know it's after 10 o'clock and I promised you guys. So over the next 4 weeks, just concentrate on this coach training, which is why I don't want you to, I'm not putting you in any of the other, Facebook groups. So concentrate on this coach training plus your challenge groups that you're currently in as a challenger. For the next 4 weeks or however long your other groups are. Wait, there was something else that I wanted to. Okay, so these calls, especially for the new training group, they're very. These calls are very vital, and I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to get on because I know it's not easy. And we have kids, we have bedtimes, we have all of that. But these calls are so essential to your business, and especially this training. But then once this training is over, my Thursday night call that I have for my team is just very important because we talk about upcoming challenge groups and, it's just our time as a team. And then if you want to get on, Melanie's Monday night call or, my upline, you know what I mean? So it's, these calls are just very vital. So I do ask that even if you can't get on them, just listen to the recording. Because I know the Thursday night calls, once you guys start getting on those, we're going to be talking about stuff that you need to know, for your business. So if you can't get on them at 9, I always record them so you can listen to them at your own time. Because I know life happens, life gets in the way, but, not get in the way, but you know what I mean. So, all right. Do you guys, I know I talked a lot and I'm sorry, and I rushed through a lot. Is there anything any questions, concerns, comments?
I just have a question. Oh,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. It doesn't really have to do with anything we just talked about.
Okay.
So my husband has been stealing my Shakeology, so I have to buy more. Do I just go to my little website or whatever and
No, just go to teambeachbody.com, sign in the upper right-hand corner.
Oh, okay.
And then go to shop.
Oh, okay. And then I can get whatever I want.
Also, Nicole, because if it's something that he's going to be drinking a lot, then we need to talk because we need to get you to sign him up to get Shakeology discount.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can do that? I didn't know that you could do that if we work in the same
Yeah,
house.
so you're gonna learn as you that's a great point, Andrea. So you're gonna learn this later on, but as you start growing your business, you're gonna want to start building your own team, and there's a lot of benefits for having your spouse as a coach underneath you. So if he is actually drinking drinking Shakeology, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's been stealing it.
Yeah.
All the chocolate.
So basically, if he wants to continue it, we can have him sign up as a coach under you, and you'll both get a discount on the Shakeology. But we can talk about that later on because I do that with Adam. Adam is under me as a coach for them. Yeah.
And my husband
and then it benefits you in the long run because then you can start working his account. Like I work Adam's account, so I have another coach under me that I can kind of work the account on.
Yeah, and in this coach training, we don't talk about that until last week, so don't overwhelm yourself with that right now. But I mean, if he is drinking your shake, you know what I mean, and it probably would be worthwhile for you to consider having him as a coach too, and Andrea can discuss that with you.
Okay, yeah, let's do that soon though, because I'm going to run out before the 30 days.
Yeah, I'll message you about it.
Thanks.
And what's up, Julie? What's your question?
Oh, okay. So real quick, so we could just copy what you put in for the challenge group and just invite them to it, or do you put them in it, or what?
Yeah, I always get people. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to post a script of a kind of a conversation that I have with people for the 14-day health and fitness challenge. So I'll post that in our group on like basically how to talk to people about it. Also too, I posted in our Dreamers Believers Achievers group a post that I actually posted tonight on my Facebook page. So you're certainly welcome to do that. So Julie, what I haven't done for you yet, and which I'm going to do with your permission, and I was going to message you about this tomorrow, is that I want to announce you on Facebook, and let me know if you're ready for this or not, of being a new coach in Beachbody.
Oh, okay.
So it's like your coming out post.
Okay.
All right. So if I have your permission to do that, and then you can, maybe like either that night or whatever, or you can even have a coming out post too about, you're starting this new endeavor and, whatever. And, I've decided to become a Beachbody coach. And the fact that you were part of this 14-day health and fitness challenge, you can just be like, I started in this 14-day health and fitness challenge, and I want to invite you to join our group that's starting on Monday. So you can I posted what I posted in our Dreamers, Believers, Achievers group. Oh, Julie, did I put you in that yet?
No.
No, I'm going to add you to that right now. I'm sorry. I don't know why I haven't done that. Okay. I'm going to add you to that group, and you can see my sample post that I wrote, or you can just check out my Facebook page and see what I put out tonight if you want to.
Okay.
Same thing with you, Nicole.
A coming out post?
Coming out, yeah. If you, because what you're going to learn is that, like I always post about my upcoming challenges on Facebook to invite people to them, but what you are going to learn is that people usually don't respond to those. You basically get most of your clients through personal invites, like messaging through Messenger or so. But yeah, so that group starting on Monday. If you feel comfortable posting about it, which I say, go for it. And Andrea, do you have a sample of an invite that they can use that you can post, and then I'll just post my sample conversation?
Well, I use the same one I think as you, the sample invite script. I still use that.
Okay, so if you can just post the sample invite script for the 14-day challenge, particularly since we have that coming up on Monday, and then
I have my coming out post, which was based around the 14-day group, so I can post that too.
Okay, and the coming out post we're going to talk about next week in our training anyway. Yeah. But if you want to just get a jump start on it, that's up to you.
But yeah, I mean, like I know, like you, Julie, we started in the same spot, so I used my 14-day, the invite post and the hey, I just did this challenge, do you want to join me kind of thing, all in one post. So I'll post that.
Oh, okay, great, thanks. And so then we're actually in the group, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so when you invite people,
14-day challenge.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Okay, so when we invite people, then we're actually in the group also.
Yeah. As a coach.
Okay.
You don't have to be a challenger. So as a coach, we're always going to be in a challenge group as a challenger, not necessarily the groups that we're hosting, but just I'm always a challenger in one of the groups. So I'm always doing a fitness program. So I'm always coaching in all of my groups that I'm in. So, does that make sense? Am I explaining that right?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Like,
you're going to be a coach of the group. So when you have participants in a challenge group, you're going to be considered a coach. So you're going to be somebody who's providing support and motivation to others.
But you're going to be in the group too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And just to let you know that we create templates for the group. So, for our posts every single day. So you're not going to sit there and be like, what am I going to post as the coach for that particular day? Like we have a template for you to copy and paste.
Okay. I was going to say, you guys have this like really mapped out. Like that's impressive.
Yeah. It's the same template, but we personalize it each month or like get for our own. Yeah.
So the post of the day, like post one, Monday, post one or whatever, that's from a template. But everything else that we do, like pictures of us working out and other motivation, that's not a template.
Real.
That's us.
Yeah. All right, this is gonna end in
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Good. So I'm so excited that you guys are a part of our team. Thank you so much for taking the leap of faith. And honestly, I really hope that you guys get as much out of this as I have. And I can probably speak for Andrea as she has.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go out there and see how many people we can help feel good about themselves. And, let's just love it. Sorry. I'm a cornball, so all right.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
It's still pretty now.